Hello, you have reached Agape of Central Alabama's maternity team. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm Alexis and I'm 20 weeks pregnant. The pregnancy center gave me your number. I'm so overwhelmed and I don't really know where to begin. I I think I need to talk to someone about adoption, but I'm not sure what I want.
Every call is a little bit different with the moms, but one thing that is pretty universal is that these moms are often calling in kind of desperation or kind of at their end.
They feel panic, they feel fear, there's a lot of doubts, there's elevated stress, so they don't know what to do. And I try to remind them that what they're feeling is completely normal.
We never know what we're gonna get, but often it is just that. I didn't expect to be here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have this need, this need, this need. And everyone said, call Agape, they can help.
Hey, I was wondering if you could help me with a few things.
So usually when we meet with moms, our first intake meeting, we go through their needs, what they see as needs, and then we set goals so that our rest of our time we kind of have a goal sheet that we're working off of.
There's a lot of women that are fleeing domestic violence or they're living in unsafe conditions, and so they're trying to find a place of their own.
We want to be walking with them through this. So we're going to meet regularly, whether that's every week, every other week. Over time, as we earn their trust and help create safety, they may feel more comfortable telling us about their spiritual needs or trauma that they've been through, and just having someone that can be a witness to that and just sit in that space with them so they're a little less alone.
I think that the work of a maternity social worker is ministry because we are able to tangibly care for people who are vulnerable. And so getting to be the hands and feet of Jesus, practically helping, but also providing hope.
Hey, I want to talk about the plan for my baby.
I actually had a mom that when she first called Agape, she was fleeing domestic violence. So the first thing that we did is we went to a justice center and we filed a warrant against that individual. Luckily, she did have family support, so she was able to stay with a family member while this was in the process, and until she was able to find a place of her own and move into that place. We were also able to help find a place for her until she was approved, and it did take a long while for that to happen, but it happened before she gave birth. So she was able to bring her baby and her children into a home, a safe place for her.
I met her in the hospital and was able to, she was already a mom of one, who was a 1-year-old, and then just had that second baby. And she really hadn't even thought of what the plan was. She just knew she was not gonna parent. And so I was able to come in, help her figure out what an adoption really is, what it would be like through Agape. She picked her family that day and go through all of those emotions, and she didn't have anyone in the hospital with her, and so I was her support for her whole hospital stay, and just got to be there for all of the real and raw emotions.
I think about a client who came to me and she was very unsure. So she was just at a place where she never thought she'd be able to get pregnant. And so here she is where she's finding out she's pregnant unexpectedly, and it's mixed with joy and fear because she's not in a place that she thought she would be. She doesn't want to bring a child in to a situation where it's not safe, where it's not stable. And so through our working together, we're able to make some really great progress. We were working through a lot, but by the time it came closer to delivery, she chose to parent, and she just came to me one day with like tears in her eyes, and she said, I really feel like this baby saved my life because it gave me something worth living for. And she was able to meet her goals and parent this child. And even a year and a half later, I visited and they were doing great, and she was still parenting, and she was going back to school. She was in nursing school. So I think in that situation, our working together really made it possible for her and her little family to stay together.